Hello everyone. Welcome again on the another session of this interview preparation through the group discussion. And today's topic is we are going to discuss on the increasing marriageable age of women and along with the same-sex marriage that is recently going on, and the hearing is also going on in the Supreme Court. So to discuss on this issue, we have former Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Women and Child Development, Mr. Pradeep Verma. Welcome, Pradeep. And
Thank you.
also we have retired chairperson, Miss Komal Gupta, from National Commission of Women. So welcome, Komal, again to, and I'm very delightful for you guys that you have spared some time for me to share your valuable thoughts and opinions on this topic. So
Thank you, Pawan, because I think UPSC, when we give answer why you want to join UPSC, we say it's a very diversified field. But I think nothing can be more diversified than this talk, where we have, get the chance to become different personalities in each session. Thank you.
welcome. So since marriageable age of women and men are a part of debatable issue in India, we have seen through Vedic times also, we have certain criteria that were defined, and along with we have seen that certain social religious reforms that happened in our country in the 19th century, took place in 19th century, also tried to define or say fight against the evils of the social evils of the child marriage. So coming to Pradeep, I would like to ask you a question that if you carefully throw some light on the history of child marriage, if you can tell, starting from the Vedic age, how the child marriage used to happen, or was the society was child marriage free, and how this concept of child marriage started inducting into the Indian society, and how the process of social religious reforms took place in the history of India, and what is the current marriageable age that I would like to know you the history or the chronology of the child marriage, the age of the marriage in India that has gone throughout the history.
Okay. So, though I am not completely aware about the chronological history of the child marriage, but with my whatever knowledge I have, I would like to share that yes, child marriage is a issue that was prevalent in the ancient Indian society at a larger extent, and our social reformers have worked for reforming the society, and we have studied that the main focus of the social reformers was increasing the marriageable age of girls, because the society that was prevalent at that point of time was very orthodox, and we need to understand the culture of that point of time, because there was lack of education, and the kind of society at that point of time, the cultural values which were prevailing. So and due to lack of education, there was no alternative to marry the boy or girl at the early age. But this early marriage also created so many issues, be it in terms of maternal mortality, or the unwanted pregnancies, or complications in pregnancy, and it really impacted the health of the woman. So, and throughout the history, the reformers have tried to convince the government, be it the Indian social reformers or some foreign reformers also played important role in increasing the age of marriage for women. We can take the name of certain acts like Sarda Act, and later on there are some other acts which increase the marriageable age. I think initially it was legalized, 12 years was the marriageable age for girl, and later on, the when we got independence, government of India increased the marriageable age to 15. But in 1978, I think the government of India increased the marriageable age for girls from 15 years to 18 years. So the present status is that the marriageable age for girls is 18, and the marriageable age for boys is 21 years.
Okay, thank you, Pradeep. you have mentioned about certain acts. So I would like to add certain act that in 1872, with the help of Brahma Samaj, a native marriage or the Brahma Marriage Act was passed, in which the marriageable age of girls was set at 14 years and the boy at 18 years. And in 1892, you have talked about that 12 year, that was about age of consent act. So if anyone is having a physical relation, establishing physical relation with a girl who is less than 12 years old, even with her consent, will be considered as rape. So that was about the age of consent act. And you mentioned about Sharda Act in 1929. It again increases the marriageable age of women at or fixed the marriageable age of women at 14 years later on after independence. The Indian government fixed it as at 18 years, and currently it is 18 years. So uh, the discussion is going on to increase the marriageable age at 21 to make a woman at par with the men. So this is the issue, and I would like to know from you, Komal, that since when India got independence in 1947, the life expectancy, as we can say, that it was not more than 30 years. It was around somewhere around 30 years or 27. I do not able to recall the exact age, but it was around somewhere around 30 years. So given the marriageable age of the um, man and women, if you are marrying, they are marrying at 21. So how do you think that their families will going to impact, say for example, if someone is marrying at age of 21 and produce the kid at age of 22, and they are dying at the age of 30, so they are leaving their child at the 8 years or 9 years old at the mercy of certain factors. So why do you think that it is important to scrap the child marriage at the first place, and what is its impact on the society and the mentality of the and physical health of the girl that is going through this act of child marriage?
I'm sorry, but your question was too long. Can you please repeat your
Okay, my
question
question
in
is my
fraction?
question is around, can you throw some light that what is the impact on society and the mentality and physical health of a girl if she is forced to undergo the evils of child marriage?
See, uh, I don't think there is any doubt in any of us that when girls are being married underage, below 18, or when we say below 18, it's not just 17. They are, we have witnessed certain cases where they are 12, 13, 11 also. And when uh, in such a small age, when they get pregnant, so the health of both mother and child both are at risk. And that's why in India we have a high infant mortality rate, high MMR rate. These all things are there. And apart from it, just think, if the child or mother survives, the mother is itself a child.
Mm.
She needs nutritional needs for herself, but due to breastfeeding and all, in such a young age, I don't think both, the health of both are good. Both are impacted, and that's why we see early age death of children. So this is all about the health and on society, as you asked. So what is the impact on society? See, society is made of from the people that we are. A woman has a very important role in society. At like when we were in school, so we were given debate that if a mother, when a man get education, only he get education, but a woman get education, the whole family get education. So in case of upbringing the children, giving ethical values, education, having importance of education, and the same thing, that is somewhere that woman, the children that has been married very early, that she is not getting it. So how she will pass it to the other children, her children. So both, we can say our current generation as well as future generation is in disadvantage. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Okay, okay. So you have thrown light on the on the impact on mentality of the girl which is being forced to do child marriage. So, coming to Pradeep, I would like to know from you that when this discussion was going on to raise the marriageable age of women from 18 to 21 to bring them at par with the men, so many religious groups or say protested against this reform or the raising the marriageable age of women. And not only they protested against raising the marriageable age of 18 from 18 to 21, but they also advocated that it should be decreased as per their personal laws. So my question is that many religious personal laws advocate to reduce marriageable age. So how do you see this? Is this an attempt to exercise religious freedom, or to exert certain political pressure, or to say that to exert their dominance or the patriarchal dominance over the society, and not allowing women to raise or to say modernize or to empower, not letting them to empower themselves? So what are your take on this?
See, we will have to see this whole issue of increasing the age of marriage through the legal route via the means through the act of the parliament, and means there are two system which are parallelly working in our society. Means one is the religious belief, the customary laws which are, to some extent regulate the personal affairs of, the marriage or other social relations. And at the other side, parallelly, the legal laws which, run this system of, marrying, divorce, inheritance. So for example, in the Muslim personal laws, they don't believe in the legal age of marriage at 18. They believe when girls attain puberty, then she becomes eligible for marriage. So they don't believe in that at the age of 18 she will become eligible for marriage. So definitely there are some religious laws, religious sects which they do not believe in the even this 18 years of age, forget about increasing the age to 21 years. And we need to understand that these legal sorry the these personal laws, religious personal laws, were formed a century ago. But they need reforms. And since these personal laws are not changing with the time, they are still, this the religious leaders of this particular sects are, still propagating the orthodox views. And they are trying to, force the community members to follow the laws, though they may not be, you know rationally correct. So I don't see any logic behind, this. If these religious leaders are propagating that we don't believe in increasing the age of marriage for girls from 18 years to 21 years. Though biological, if we see, it might be a fact that though girls attain puberty, they may be, ready to reproduce. But reproduction should not be the only case for marriage. We need to consider other aspects also, because if we will see marriage just as the, source of reproduction, we will undermine its importance or its value. Because it is not just, though the primary role that which I understood is, the marriage is to reproduce, to reproduce offspring, to sustain the human race. But this should not come at the cost of the mental health of the girl child or the boy child. Or, it impact the society also, because if girls will not get educated, it will impact the upcoming generation, as Komal also said. Because it is not about just that girl only, because you are making these statements or these changes for the upcoming generation. Because if a girl will not get educated, the upcoming generation is also will also deprived from the benefit of education, from the benefit of good health. And if they will not healthy, means if mother will not also healthy, and the offspring of her will also not healthy, then they will not be as productive for the society, for the economy. So I think we should consider this issue of raising the age of marriage for girls through the lens of the today's requirement, not through the lenses of the orthodox thinking, not through the lenses of the prevalent religious personal beliefs.
Oh, yes, Pradeep, you rightly said, and also uh, combining both of your statements and arguments that marriageable age of women should be increased from 18 to 21. Because if we see that at the age of 18, people, even male or female, both have just passed around 12th class. And this is a common average age, 17 or 18 for passing the 12th class. So, at one hand, we are talking about the Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, that to giving education to women, and at the on the other hand, we are arguing, religious leaders are arguing that uh, marriageable age should be reduced at the age of puberty. So it is a contradictory thing. Very well, rightly said by Pradeep that if a girl will get educated, it is not only be productive for her family but also productive for the economy and the country in the long run. So coming to the another topic of the same-sex marriage, I would like to know that. From Komal, that when it comes to same-sex marriage, Indian courts have already recognized the consensual sex as a right in the, I think, Northeast Singh
uh,
Johar case, if
Yes.
I
Pawan, I think we should for a certain amount of time we should discuss why there is a need for increasing the age of marriage, and means why it is important, means one or two statement.
we will come in the when we'll take the concluding remarks in the end.
Okay,
So
okay.
coming to the Same-Sex Marriage Act, as I was talking about that Indian courts have already recognized that consensual sex as a right in the Northeast Singh Johar case in 2018, if I remember it correctly, and in which Supreme Court had scrapped Section 377 and decriminalized that consensual sex between the two partners. So, what do you think that there is a need to recognize same-sex marriage if the consensual sex has already been recognized by the courts?
See,
Me?
To Komal.
Okay, okay.
okay. So your question is basically what is the need of recognizing marriage of same-sex marriage? Okay, fine.
In the
See,
backdrop, you can say in the backdrop of that Nepal became the first South Asian country to recognize the same-sex marriage recently.
okay. I would just like to add one thing that in 32 countries, same-sex marriage is legalized and is legal actually. And recently, your question is based on the recent judgment of Supreme Court, where a five-judge, bench gave this verdict that right to marriage is not a fundamental right, which is somewhere controversy to that earlier judgment that was given in 2000. I think I don't remember the year, but under Article 21, Supreme Court said that yes, right to marriage is like fundamental right. But now Supreme Court overruled its own judgment. Uh, Coming to your question that why it is necessary, see, when same-sex marriage, what will be the benefit of this when giving same-sex marriage a legal status? So somewhere it is will you know it will sustain that equality, that every man, woman, every person is equal. They will have equal rights, adoption rights, marriage, divorce rights, inheritance rights. So somewhere it will provide this right to same-sex people who wanna go with this same-sex marriage that they are not having right now. So, and somewhere it is also a matter of sanctity of their relationship.
Mm.
Like they also want to be equal as other people, and some that is why they are demanding this. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so coming to the next question to Pradeep, I would like to know in a very brief and in a short and crisp manner that what are the drawbacks if we recognize as a society, if we recognize same-sex marriage? Uh, that means even not neither the court nor the legislature are in a mood or say in a position to recognize same-sex marriage. So, what do you think? What are the logic that they are being cited? They are seen in order to not putting their hands in this sensitive matter, and what are the way forward you are looking in recognizing same-sex marriage in India in the upcoming future?
See, we will have to understand first the context that the Supreme Court in the Navtej Singh Johar case, decriminalized the, the same-sex relationship if it is happening in the private spheres. So that was the first light that this issue got some recognition. But later on, the demand for the recognition for the same-sex marriage through legal means they wanted legal recognition, because the benefit of legal recognition is that they get acceptance in society. They, because marriage is about means living together, they enjoy certain rights like the property inheritance, the issue of divorce, and other such legal rights get also recognized when they get legal recognition. So what is means you asked about the issues in recognizing the same sex marriage, because see, we Indian society is still evolving. It is still a traditional society, we are progressing, but a majority of the society still believes in orthodox, they are not as progressive. So this is a kind of new thing in Indian society. So it is a kind of strange for the majority of the society. And when it comes to the government also works according to the majority view. Majority means what is the social morality. So government also hesitate in recognizing such new invention, new progress in society, immediately. Though this, they, some progress is being happening, means as Supreme Court also recognized their union, though not legally, but it decriminalizes, means it is not a crime to be to have in same sex couples relationship. But the main resistance is because of the social morality, because government run according to the views of the majority of the people. So as government also put its affidavit in the Supreme Court, that they say that marriage is a sanctum institution, and also the recognition of marriage in Indian society is of heterosexual. So it is also about the adoption or producing offspring. So there are, these are some challenges which are coming in front of the recognition of same sex marriage.
Oh, yes, you have rightly said, Pradeep, that majority should have its way, but it reminded me of a statement by our current Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud. He said that in a democracy, majority should have its way, but minority should have its say. So, yeah, moving on to the next question to Komal ji, that traditionally our epics, especially Mahabharat, we have seen that certain characters are mentioned that they that who are not who do not belongs to any of the gender, either male or female, but belong to third gender. And in India, there is also considered as some sacred person, like they are being invited to every special occasion to our families, either it is marriage ceremony or a childbearing ceremony. So it shows that in India, traditionally, the third gender was being not only recognized but also respected as a certain having certain value attached to their presence. So, what do you think that what has led to the deterioration of this community in India? And you can relate this to the advent of British in India, who must have uh, say deregistered these practices by bringing the Indian Penal Code. So yeah, you can.
As you mentioned that in our epics also, Mahabharata Shikhandi, she was a third gender and she was a important character in that Mahabharata. And further also we have like read that in Mughal dynasty also they were third gender. They were having some uh, positions actually. certain good positions in the dynasty or administration. But after advent of Europeans and with the Indian Penal Code, if I'm not wrong, I'm not very much sure, but as per my knowledge, British first actually they were the one who first criminalized, same sex and marriage, live marriage. Only consensual sex also, homosexuality. They criminalizes, and somewhere India is also having a burden of the colonial era that we are carrying out. The old laws that were passed by them, the our penal code is mainly influenced by them. So that's why it is in legal framework. It was criminalized, but with as you said, Nalsa case in 2013 or 14, they gave the recognition to the third gender, and after that, Navtesh Singh Johar case in 2018, uh, section 377 were decriminalized, and now they are demanding for for the state like this same sex marriage, legalization of same sex marriage. And as Supreme Court said, keep right to marriage is not a fundamental right. If it has to be bring it court cannot intervene. It has to be by parliament, legislative. So if in present context, if we see the condition of third gender, yes, they are very vulnerable. Although we have Transgender Protection Act, and government is doing they have their smile project. If I'm not wrong, I'm not very much sure about it, but there are certain programs for transgenders and also benefit of them. But we need to accept that the condition in our society is not good, and hopefully for the first, and the best way for them is to the voice should come from themselves itself. Education is very important. Unless they are not paying attention to education, their position cannot be good in society. So thank you.
Okay, so this was a very fruitful discussion, as we have discussed about the abyss of child marriage from the Vedic times, that how Vedic society was free of this social level, and with the time advent of other foreign powers, the abyss of so this child marriage got inducted into the Indian society, and how our social reformers acted in the 19th century to get rid of this social level, to practice of this social level. So, in the end, I would like to know the concluding remarks from both of you, that what is the need to raise this marriageable age of women, and what is the need to recognize this same-sex marriage in India? Okay, Pradeep, first you can comment.
Okay. So, see, we will have to, I would explain it in briefly that why we need to raise the legal age of marriage for girls. Because child marriage is still a reality in Indian society. Child marriage is still prevalent in so many areas in the country of India. So that is one issue. And especially the need for increasing the legal age of marriage for girls from 18 to 21 arises from the fact that it first we need to understand the role of education, and because of the early marriage the girls get deprived of the benefit of education. And when they will not get educated, and if they will get married at early age, the first thing is they deprived themselves of the educated mind. And when they will not be educated, they will not be employable in the economy. And when they will not be employable means when they will not have a skill that can be used to earn a livelihood, so they will be dependent on their male counterpart. And with dependence comes a kind of abusive relationship. It becomes one way. So to be mentally well, for the mental health of the female, for the girls also, getting education, becoming financially independent is important. So, and to get financially independent they need education, and to get educated they need time. So this increasing of age from 18 to 21, I think, is a good way. And and for the health of the mother also, because at the if girls will get at marriage at early age, definitely they will be they will indulge in the sexual intercourse and be uh, uh, unwanted pregnancy, or early age pregnancy will happen, and it may result into adverse impacts on the health of the mother or the health of the child as well. So from the health perspective also, we need to increase the age. And for the social benefit also, because if girls will participate in the economy, it is benefit for their livelihood, for their health of the child, and also for the society also. Because if one half of the country is not getting independent financially, if they are not participating completely to their potential in the economy, so somehow nation is deprived of the potential of one half of the country. So this is the reason we need to increase the legal age of marriage. But just legislation will not work. We need to raise the awareness in the society about the importance of increasing the legal age of marriage, and increasing the awareness about the importance of education for girls, increasing awareness for getting financially independent for girls. So that is the requirement, and not just legal act will work. We need the other other social awareness also. And to another second question about the same sex marriage, see, our society is evolving, and I do not see in the immediate term that same sex marriage will get legal recognition through parliament. But we need to accept this reality. We need to accept the sexual orientation of a particular person, because it is about the biological orientation. We need to accept being a progressive society. But in the legal recognition, still, still a long way to go, I think.
Okay, and final remarks from you, Komal, on the both of
Uh,
issues.
okay, on the first issue, that's reaching women's age of marriage, I will say कि yes, it's very necessary. Like as Pradeep also says, it will affect the health of both the child and the mother, and it will also somewhere it will decrease the reproduction rate, because
Mm.
when women get married early, so more number of children in their reproductive age, and when they are getting married late, so it will decrease. So total fertility rate, it will help to decrease that also. And the labor force participation rate, it will also increase that. So somewhere this, and one more thing, it is not directly linked to this whatever the act came. See, even when there is right now 18 years of age is permissible, but National Family Health Survey 5 says that 23% of marriages are under age, child marriages, under child marriages. So when 18 years is permissible, mostly people, marriage the girl at 16, 17. So in case we are raising it 21, so we can expect, even though people are saying ki right now, the number of children's child marriage will increase, but it will go beyond 18. It's just like I'm saying the how people's behavior work on like practically. And on the second question that about same-sex marriage, yes, they need to give the right to them, as they are also humans and they deserve the equality in the society. But it will take a little time, because we cannot expect a sudden change in our society. It's better to create awareness, more awareness, and acceptance, because I see, uh, and it's right now it's happening very quickly, because after now they seen Johar case and Nalsa, you see our perspective towards third gender, it has become more better as compared to other, because people are more talking about it. Earlier there was not that much discussion about it. So that's how, and somewhere through social media, movies, they are playing roles. Somewhere they are coming into society. They are not being excluded. So more the engagement in society, they will get their benefits more. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Okay, so to wrap up the discussion, we can conclude that yes, raising the women's marriageable age is an important issue with regard to their health, education, and providing benefit to the society in the form of economically independence and empowering women. And also, as Komalji had said, that total fertility
And
rate.
yes, the raising of age of women came out, because central government set a task force under chairperson, and whose chairperson was Miss J.R. Jaitley, and the committee recommended to increase the women's age.
So, increasing women's age not only decrease the total fertility rate, that is a very important factor that plays in controlling the population, but also gives women the reproductive choice that is very important. And as Pradeep has said, that any law is as good as its implementer and the follower. So, only law will not work, but raising awareness in the society that should come in from the society that yes, we are ready to increase the marriageable age of women and ready to accept that 20, 21 or 25 years old bachelor woman, we are ready to accept it as a bachelor. And coming to the next topic, that was same-sex marriage. Yes, society is evolving and will accept same-sex marriage, as the Komal ji has said that 32 countries has already recognized the same-sex marriage, and Nepal became the latest one to recognize in the Southern Asia, in the South Asia part. So although Pradeep has also said that in upcoming future he is not seeing that same-sex marriage will get recognized, but yes, in a few coming decades, these things will take place, and which is very important to bring equality in the society, as our Article 14 also says. So, to wrap up the discussion, I would like to thank you both of the panelists to join the discussion. We will meet tomorrow for the another interesting session. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.